very warm welcome to you. This is Afternoon Express and an all-new season of Afternoon Express with our brand new presenter, Palesa. Welcome to the show.
I mean, I'm officially here.
We're so excited to have you
Mama,
with us.
I've made it.
Yeah, we're so excited. You're going to be great. But, so I have a little bit of a challenge for you. So at your first audition, you did the Vosho, right?
I did.
So just to bring it full circle, could you just please,
I can't believe you're
grace
putting
us?
me on the spot like this, but
I can.
you know what? It's my first day, right?
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
1, 2, 3, 4, for sure.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, she's got more moves than a can of worms. You're
welcome.
perfect for this team.
So we'd like to hear from you. What's your advice for Palesa as she joins the Afternoon Express family? Let us know on social media. It's at Afternoon Chat on Twitter using the hashtag Afternoon Express, or you can leave your comments on our Facebook page.
Exactly. Now, any of you who followed the presenter search journey will know that all of the top 6 walked away as winners, and we've got all of them in the loft today to find out what comes next on their journey in the spotlight.
Myself and the rest of the top 6 winners are not the only winners on SABC3. We've got an exciting new competition launching today on Afternoon Express, where you stand the chance of winning a daily prize valued at 2,500 Rand. So make sure you stay tuned for details a little later.
It's got a lot to do with laying your edges.
I'm just saying.
Laying those edges.
Joining us up front today is a powerful female personality who always knew she wanted to be an actress from a really young age.
Absolutely. Simphiwe Ngema's dream came true when she met executive producer Dumandlovu, who introduced her to the world of stage and television.
Her role as Tuli on SABC2's most watched soapie Muvango entertained millions of South Africans and catapulted her into stardom.
Usebenza the whole day kusasa. Not good. Sharp. Uzwile ukuthi ubaba ufuna ukwenzela uba umkhulu ekhaya umsebenzi. Ungitshelile uMankosi, yena ngijabulisa nakancane ke nje leyo nto. Mina ngicabanga ukuthi into enhle. Inhle for ubani? Uphi umzimba? Likuphi ithuna? Thandaza kodwa badinga iclosure. Mina mama I need closure. I believe nje namanje ukuthi uyayisupport i-idea stupid kangaka. Ubaba wami. Julie, ubaba wakho wrong. Ubaba uyinhloko yefamily yakwaNkosi. So, unelungelo lokwenza ama decisions. Oh, so ama feelings kamama don't matter because akasiyinhloko yefamily yakwaNkosi. I thought you were smarter than that. How? So, angisahlakaniphanga ngoba nakho angivumelani nawe. We're done here. Ngicela le file leli lemvelo water financial report on my desk tomorrow morning at 7.
Welcome to the loft. Lovely to have you with us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So that was your role on Muvango after you'd met Dumandlovu and he'd opened up this world for you. How did it happen? How did you meet? How did you land the role?
My little sister saw a billboard with an ad for auditions, for the Lion King auditions. And she told me about it, and I went to the Lion King auditions, and that's where I met Dumandlovu. And the rest is history.
I'm so fascinated with mentorship. What is the process of mentorship? Like, how does somebody help you? Do they get you into better auditions? Do they, teach you where all the best acting coaches are? So what was the process of your mentorship
For
with
me,
him?
it was, he was an acting coach. He had acting classes at the SABC and workshops. So we would constantly attend those. It wasn't just me. It was a group of young aspiring actors who went to the workshops.
Amazing.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know that you're also a PK, a pastor's kid.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We had Babes Wodumo in the loft recently, and she's speaking about the pressures and the scrutiny that pastors' kids come under. Yeah. Have you had any challenges in terms of just the church accepting that this is a career path that you've taken?
Not really. I mean, as a pastor's kid already, you are prone to judgment and you do face challenges at church. For me, I honestly think it prepared me for my career because I've always lived my life under a microscope. So it means everything that I've done was out there. It was watched, you know. So it came as a blessing, honestly. It was a blessing, and it prepared me for the industry that I'm in.
I love how people do say, like, oh, you're a pastor's kid, because a lot of the pastor's kids I know are always rebels.
I am not.
They're always naughty. They're always very naughty.
I'm actually quite the opposite. Well, I'd like to think I'm the opposite.
Yeah.
You know, I think I'm a good girl. I mean, I've always been a perfectionist, and I've always planned my life, and I've always known what I want, and I've done everything that I've wanted to the T.
Okay, but what happens if you get confronted with a role that you think, it could be either if it's
quite
spicy
risky.
or if it's a little bit, if it's a risky role, what would you do?
those
then?
roles. I love those roles. I mean, they're challenging, and they challenge you just to live outside the norm, you know, and being an actor is just amazing. It's a blessing because we get to be you, and you also get to be yourself.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So some time ago, you went through a huge tragedy and you lost your husband after you'd recently gotten married. How has the journey been since then, and how are you doing? And I'm sure a lot of South Africans have been sending you love and messages of well wishes.
Yes. It has been really challenging. I mean, you do not expect to lose your husband 2 months after your wedding, you know. But through God's grace, I'm here and I'm still standing, and I've had a lot of support from friends, from family, from my peers in the industry, and from the people that look up to me, my fans. I always say they are my blessings, because I've lived this journey with everybody watching, you know. So I felt like I was literally stripped naked emotionally in front of the whole country. And for me, I just had to live my truth, and that's how I'm healing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What has your healing process been? Because I think so many people grieve differently, and I think what you've gone through is tremendously difficult.
It's basically understanding that grief is my journey. My grief is my journey. I don't care who says what. If I feel like I need to run around naked and that's going to make me feel better, that's what I'm going to do. I don't care who's going to judge me. I don't care who says what. It is my journey, and I'm going to do what I am comfortable with.
Yeah.
And that's what matters.
Yeah.
Have you found that some of the acting roles that you've gotten since then have helped you actually just let off a lot of emotion and just used as an outlet?
Oh, yes, definitely. Playing Dudu on Broken Vows it gave me hope. I always say this, acting saved my life. Because I was at a point where I felt like, what do I live for? You know? And it took me back, it reminded me of what I'm passionate about. And it reminded me that one thing that I'm passionate about gave me a reason to live.
Yeah.
You know, I looked forward to waking up, and I remembered that, oh my gosh, this is what I love doing.
Yeah.
You know, yes, this has happened and it's tragic, but my passion saved my life.
Something else that I heard you were really passionate about was singing.
Yeah.
Why haven't we heard a lot more of you singing?
Because I've never really thought of like having an album or anything like that. It's always been something that I do at church, but I have been thinking about it.
Yeah.
Recently.
So what is your style? I mean, do you have like a gospel vibe going?
No. Like, and that's what's confusing
I
to
should
me.
be asking you to give us an a cappella.
No. And that's what's really confusing for me, because I love music. Music has always been my first love. And if I had to do an album, I wouldn't know whether to do house music, hip hop, gospel, because I have such different, influences. So I listen to everything.
Do both.
That's
Wasn't
amazing.
it Mary who did both? Put your patches on my feet so See, I can't sing.
You're also passionate about empowering young women. What is it about young women's lives that you want to impact, and what message is at the core of what you want to say to them?
Be yourself at all times. Be true to who you are. Don't try and be other people. You'd be surprised how many people are living fake lives. And because we have so much pressure with social media, and we see things and we think things are a certain way when they're not. Whereas when you live your truth and you live your life the way you want to, you are comfortable.
Yeah.
And there's only one you.
Yeah.
You know? So just be that person.
What does the rest of the year have in store for you? Do you have any interesting, like, challenging acting roles coming up?
Yes, I do, but obviously I can't say anything about it yet.
I always hope that everyone's just going to give me a little sneak peek when I ask those questions.
No, I definitely. I'm back to acting now, and I'm loving it. I'm having a great time. Yeah.
Also, a little bird told me that there was a book on the way.
Yes, I am writing a book, and I'm also taking my time with it.
Good.
And
That's the best thing to do.
It's my process of healing.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
What an incredibly strong and intelligent woman. Look, my friend Baxter and I know we love ourselves some Simphiwe. So listen, I'm not going to lie. It's an incredible feeling being part of the Afternoon Express family, but it does come with its fair share of nerves. So I want you to know from you guys, as longtime viewers of the show, what's your advice for me? Tweet us at Afternoon Chat using the hashtag Afternoon Express and comment on our Facebook page.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express, and this couch has just gotten a whole lot hotter. As you know, we have all 6 winners of the Presenter Search on 3 competition in the loft today, and joining us on the couch is a triple threat of talent that'll be taking Top Billing to the next level. Fez, Harmony and Ryle are on the couch.
But first, let's take a look at the moment they found out.
You are such a talented group that we decided we couldn't just have 1 winner for Top Billing. We should have 3. And the first winner is Ryle. Congratulations. You've got to bring it to us on Top Billing. Thank you. And our next winner on Top Billing is Harmony.
Oh, got it, lovely!
African king.
And last, but certainly not least, is the good doctor, Fezile.
Oh,
What
and
an
out they
emotional
top
moment.
billing. I mean,
Yeah, what an emotional moment. I feel like you weren't sure it was going to be you. You didn't, like, it felt like you were just like, I might not have.
I'm never the guy to, even if something's there and it seems like it'll be a suit that seems to be my fit, my cut, my length, it should be mine, but until you give it to me, I'm never going to be like, no, it's mine. Just because I'm that kind of a guy. Always looking out to make sure that every possible thing is ticked off. I never assume.
Wow.
during the show, you guys became really, really good friends. And you only thought that there was going to be one, well, there was only one spot for top billing, and then we decided at the last minute to make 3 spots. Would that have affected your friendship?
Look, I'll say, I mean, Fez and I often had a chat because we got quite close and we had an initial close bromance. We always thought they'd put us against each other. And we kind of teamed up and said, you know what, let's step it up once more and we'll work together instead. And I did often have a moment where I thought, how am I going to feel if, if something goes down? I thought to myself, it's possible, but I never wanted it. So it was an interesting dilemma,
And that moment when the 3 of you found out that there was going to be 3, or all of you found out, what went through your minds?
Man, I don't know. I don't have words to really describe it.
Did you just feel like the net just got bigger?
It felt exciting. I think it was like a kid again. Like, yes, this is something new. It's something raw. And with brothers like this that you've built such a bond with, it's something that you can't even describe. I mean, we're still trying to describe it.
I mean, amazing.
The competition was a bit interesting. They kept throwing things at us. So as much as you believe that, yes, it's a big opportunity because there are 3 more spaces, you're not too sure where it's going to go. But it was fun. Like, it's amazing knowing that you got it with your friends.
It was such an emotional night. I remember because Raul's name was announced first, and I just stood there in so much shock. And then I could see him trying to look up to like roll back the tears, and then I started crying.
Just trying to be cool.
What is the one shoot that, because I remember when I joined Top Billing, I had this fantasy in my mind about what I wanted to shoot. What's the dream shoot that you guys are looking forward to doing most?
That's a big one. There's so many things because with Top Billing, there's like the adventure element, and then there's kind of the more sophisticated part. I have to say my dream interview is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. If you're listening right now,
3 times how do you get in line?
it would be amazing. Just because of he's somebody who embodies a lot of the stuff I embody in terms of just work ethic, grinding and putting your head down and working, and then eventually looking up and hoping everything comes together.
That's amazing.
So for me, that would be the ideal man, just because of what he's done, and Barack Obama.
Looking back to the beginning of your journey on Presenter Search, that very first audition, what are some of the thoughts that were going through your mind that you look back on and think, I'm glad I thought that and I'm glad I held on to that?
Sure. I think for me personally, it was spur of the moment. There wasn't, I came in with a specific link, and because I had actually auditioned before, I wasn't going to audition this time. But a friend forced me to audition, and I was coming there just like, you know what, this is another audition and whatever. And then I actually got to meet you at the audition. And it was pretty amazing. It was I didn't hold on to anything. I was just literally just being myself and embodying as much of the gifts and talents that I feel like I could give. And I guess for me, that's it all came and it all worked out.
This is Dingo, our dog.
Oh, no.
Donut, but I call him Dingo for obvious reasons.
Mine was a bit of a weird one because of the fact that I'd actually come in and I was coming to pick up my girlfriend and her friend who were auditioning, and they let me through because I said I wasn't auditioning. And then I kind of got to the end and somebody was like, oh, are you auditioning? I was like, no, I'm trying to get up to the balcony to speak to people. And they're like, no, unless you're auditioning. So then I took the number and I put it on, and then they made me sign. Literally, it was within a matter of moments. I was standing in front they made me take off my bloody scrubs and put on kind of new clothes, and then I was standing in front of you guys, and wham, bam.
Wow.
Yeah, it was surreal.
You let him
Story.
through first. You let him.
I let
Connie
him
let
through
you
first.
in through
I
first.
let you through first.
Yeah.
I didn't get a chance to meet you in my moment. And I remember when you were in the audition room, you did your link. And then Lerato and I started saying, oh, I love your pants. And Lerato was like, I love your beard. And I was like, you need to leave the room before you get jumped. You're about to get jumped by the judges.
Have you guys started filming yet? Have you done your first insert set for Top Filling?
Straight into the deep end. Bobby and I literally we had such a ridiculous experience. I think they threw us straight in the night before. Are you able to help us out with some links?
Yeah.
We eventually found out we're doing it together, and there wasn't even a script by the time we got there. It was just like, let's go. Etienne's ready to film, and we kind of just threw down and brought the passion that we could. So very interesting first experience.
I'm so proud of the three of you. You're the perfect addition to the family, and I'm so proud to have you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mwah.
Okay, League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, we see you looking dapper. Now that I'm officially a part of the Afternoon Express family, I want to hear from you. What advice do you have for me? Hit us up on Twitter at Afternoon Chat using the hashtag Afternoon Express, or comment on our Facebook page. Now, coming up on the show, I'll be whipping it in the kitchen. We've got a delicious meat-free recipe in the kitchen with food editor of Taste magazine, Abigail Donnelly. We'll be back after this. Welcome back to Afternoon Express, and as promised, I'm in the kitchen with Abigail, who has a great recipe which promises to be a perfect way to get your daily supply of veggies all in one bite. Look, if you're anything like me as a child, I hated my veggies. So trust a mom to develop a mouth-watering dish that delivers on nutrients.
Absolutely.
Yes, show me more.
Sweet corn fritters are one of our favorite things to make as a family. But these are already made for you. And these are the Woolies sweet corn apple and coriander sweet corn fritters.
So this is ideal, I guess, for like people on the run, or if you've had a long Monday and you just want to get something quick.
Absolutely, because we're going to bulk it up into a beautiful salad,
Nice.
a chunky salad.
Okay.
And all it needs is either the oven, if you want them really nice and crispy, pop them in the oven for probably 10-15 minutes at 180, or into the microwave for 10 minutes. Easy peasy, done.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Okay,
That is
cool.
what I love to hear. So
what we've
talk
got
me
in
through
here,
it.
Palesa, is some beautiful carb-free noodles. And they're all beautiful and long. You get them in beetroot and carrot and butternut.
Yeah.
And you can either pan fry them, but you can substitute them instead of your pasta. If
Yes,
you feel
I
that's
actually
what you
love.
want.
Yeah, I love
Do you
these.
love them already?
They're my
fantastic.
secret to keeping summer ready.
As I can see. Yeah, you don't need that. But yeah, you've got a whole lot, and whatever you prefer. I've got the baby marrow ones.
Okay.
I've just really blanched them. Quick, or you put them in the microwave in the packet. Just pierce it and
Oh, perfect.
hey presto, yeah.
Okay.
Some beautiful parsley or celery leaves
Okay.
and radish. Radish for the crunch and the colour, it really adds. I
was
love
also
radish.
going to
It's
say-
kind of like a forgotten thing, but it's so reasonable and
Yeah.
accessible. Like people, I don't know, forgotten to kind of use them.
Okay.
Okay, so we've got that. And then what I've done is I've got some beautiful Hawaiian radishes.
nice.
But I've made curly red spring onions. You could use celery as well.
I mean, the
with
colours.
the vegetable peeler. That's what it's all about.
Like
It's
I feel
about
like I can't
colour.
eat it. It's like an art piece. You know?
It's just a little bit of food styling and hey
Okay.
presto. And
So
then-
we're about to move, sorry to cut you off,
No,
but
no,
I just want to
absolutely.
get some, tidbits from you. We're
Yes.
about to move out of winter and
Yes.
go into summer. So
Exactly.
what are your go-to transitional ingredients?
I think it's always, you always think summer is about health and everything, and it doesn't have to be. So the plant-based new movement, which everybody is doing, it's not just going to be a trend, it's going to be something that you're going to capture into your
Yes,
kitchen all the
yes.
time. And it really is about, it's not necessarily, people think, vegetables are always healthy, but it's about the dressings and the good fats that
And
you
having
add
fun
with them.
with it.
Exactly,
Okay.
but it must taste delicious.
Love it.
So here we've got some beautiful warmed sweet corn fritters, which
They
you're going
look
to
so
try
good
later.
already.
Exactly. And this is a meal. You don't have to have meat, although my husband thinks you have to have meat every night. But this is a real kind of substitute. You could use mushrooms, brinjals.
I mean, I'm
things that are-
definitely going to make this for my mom, because my mom hasn't eaten meat in maybe 3 years. So she's always looking
She'll
for these
love it.
nice little, different meals.
Exactly.
I guess, yeah.
Exactly. And it's not just your normal salad with olives, feta, whatever. Just jazz it up. There's also pumpkin fritters and pumpkin pie as well.
Jeez.
You could have that alongside if you wanted to bulk it up or you wanted to have friends around. I've
love
added some
that.
toasted sesame. You can add pecans, peanuts, whatever you want, cashews, just for a little bit of crunch. And what I love, and I don't know if you remember this, Palesa, but as
Yes.
a kid, we used to have these weeds that we used
In the
to pick in the
garden.
garden.
And then you used to eat them.
And look how amazing though. And it's become quite a trend. It's called sorrel now.
Sorrel.
I thought it was 3-leaf clover, but I've just added a little bit and you get little tubs of those at Woolies too.
Yeah. So Abigail, I have to remind my viewers,
Yes.
if you want this recipe and you love it as much as I do, remember to SMS EAT to 33650 and you'll get the ingredients and the link to this gorgeous meal.
Absolutely. And of course, some beautiful dressing that's already done. This is
course.
honey mustard, lovely and creamy.
I love
nice
honey
texture.
mustard. It's got that little
Exactly.
zing to it.
And there's a new one called red miso and a coconut turmeric as well in store.
Yum.
How divine. All done for
Love
you.
it.
And there we go. There's your beautiful salad.
That's
for
all.
your mama.
So we can have this cold and hot. It doesn't matter. The fritters can be cooled, or it doesn't have to
No,
be.
have them hot. It's lovely to have hot things. It's like a hot and a cold kind of thing.
Perfect.
Yes, yeah.
So we're about to link over to Bonnie.
Great.
Bonnie, over to you. And
Of course, my darling. I'm so in love with Bali. She's become such a bright addition to the loft. We're so happy to have her. So as our fur babies continue to grow, so does their presence on Instagram. And if you'd like to see more of Donut and Baxter living their best lives, you can also follow them on Instagram. Just search The Adventures of Donut and The Adventures of Baxter for a unique look into the active lives of our furry family members.
They're cute, they're cuddly, and they're TV stars. Baxter and Donut, the adorably fluffy four-legged members of the Afternoon Express family, are sharing their daily adventures on social media. To see what Baxter and Donut get up to behind the scenes, follow The Adventures of Baxter and The Adventures of Donut on Instagram.
so after the ad break, we've still got 2 more presenter search winners. Meet them, get to find out what's a little bit more about them on the Expresso show. And we just had an amazing interview with them in the morning. So make sure you keep in tune with that. But also remember, we have got an incredible competition announcement where you could stand a chance to win 2,500 Rand worth of prizes. So stay right where you are. Welcome back from the ad break. This week on Afternoon Express is partnering with ISO Plus, hair care range, and they are giving away two lucky viewers the chance to win a daily cash prize of 2,000 Rand, along with a fantastic hamper to the value of 500 Rand. ISO Plus allows you to get professional style control at your fingertips. The wide range of professional hair care styling products allows you to be an expert to achieve the desired hairstyle to your convenience. For more information on ISO Plus, visit them on their Facebook page. SMS WIN to 33650. Vast rates apply, T's and C's apply, and visit afternoonexpress.co.za.
Did you know that dieting results in increased production of body waste? So to facilitate elimination of body waste, it's recommended to drink at least 1.5 liters of water a day. Now, Nestle Pure Life Water contains a few essential minerals that are often not compensated for through our diets. So to help us understand the importance of hydration for our bodies, we have nutritional scientist Heidi du Preez to sprinkle a few drops of wisdom. Welcome to the Loft, Heidi.
Thank you, Jeannie.
So obviously we know that water is very important for the body, but what kind of importance does water have? Like, what does it do?
I think to bring it in perspective, if we think about 60% or more of our body composition is water.
Yeah.
So next to oxygen, water is the most important nutrient. But it's the makeup, the cellular makeup of our cell is 60% water. So that gives structure to our system. But it's also circulation and transport. So transporting nutrients to the cells and then toxins away from cells through the lymph system. And then we excrete through our urine.
Yeah.
And circulation and lubrication. So in our joints, it causes lubrication and the digestive system.
Okay.
And then it's also for brain function.
Yeah.
More than 70% of our brain is made up of water.
Yeah.
So the first signs of being dehydrated would be being tired, lack of concentration, focus.
Sure.
And then as well, our skin health. So just being properly hydrated and will give you that skin and plump up and glow.
Yeah.
But then also weight management. We think sometimes, if we have edema or water retention, it's like being water clogged or too much water. But it's actually in effect when we are dehydrated, the body is holding water back.
Exactly.
So water has a slimming effect.
Yeah, I drink a lot of water, so I know the recommended dosage is but people say recommend 1.5 liters a day. I drink about 3 liters. Is that still good? I mean, you can't have too much water.
You can't really, if somebody that's really have kidney problems or close to kidney disease, would be more cautious of water. But the requirement for water intake is actually according to body weight.
Okay.
So one's supposed to have 300 milliliters of water per 10 kilogram of body weight.
Yeah.
So an average person that's 60, 70 kilo would need 2 liters of water, where somebody that's 90 kilos would need up to 3 liters of water to maintain health.
I tend to drink a lot more water in summer than I do in winter, but should I still be drinking the same amounts, regardless of the weather?
Regardless of the weather, that's to maintain health. That's what we should, according to body composition. But obviously in summer, when it's warmer and we sweat more and much more active, we'll lose more water. So, we'll tend to drink. But it doesn't mean we must drink less water in winter.
Yeah.
We also need that basic requirement, but we tend to drink less in winter.
Dehydration is really bad. And I mean, dehydration can actually be devastating at some point. What tips do you have for people to stay hydrated all the time?
Well, I think especially in winter, it's more a challenge, and people tend to want warm things and more that comfort food.
Yeah.
But a lot of people start their day with a hot cup of water, and then just with a slice of lemon or ginger. One can flavour with
a squeeze of like a half a lemon in my water in the morning.
Also with a cinnamon stick. But otherwise, soups, nice broths, or just having water throughout the day. Just make sure, and it's also that having it through the day, not clogging down 2 liters of water in the morning. But one can flavour it with some mint in veggies, lemon veggies, oranges, cucumber slices, and then smoothies or vegetable juices, fruit juices, freshly squeezed. I think it's important also to realise that coffee and alcohol and caffeinated drinks and sugar sodas will dehydrate the system.
Yeah.
So that will not make up for
I
water.
do this little thing where I take that pink Himalayan salt and I sprinkle it in water. Apparently that's really hydrating as well.
That is hydrating. It's very
Amazing.
good to make, I call it soul.
Thank you for all of your tips and tricks. Stay hydrated, everybody. So as we've heard, it is just as important to stay hydrated during winter as it is in summertime. So thank you very much to Nestle Pure Life Water. The practice thereof is easier and truly good for you.
So we've chatted to the presenter search on 3 winners joining the top billing team, and now we're joined by 2 people who need to be setting pretty early alarm clocks from now on. Expresso's new talent, Thabiso and Musa. But first, let's take a look at the winning announcement.
Thabiso, you won't have to pack your bags because you're moving to Cape Town.
Oh my God!
Wow. We would like you on Expresso.
Congratulations, everybody. But I believe Sbu has something that he'd like to add.
Congratulations. Musa, you've really shown that anyone who can dream can really pursue what they want to pursue. And for that reason, we would really love you to be a field reporter on the Expresso Morning Show.
That was a classic response. I loved it. Congratulations.
Thank you.
It reminded me of a time when friends of mine threw me a surprise birthday party, and I arrived and they all yelled surprise, and I ran straight to my car and I started to drive the car. How did you feel in that moment? I get you, I get it.
I just felt like, wow, I don't know what to do. I'm just so happy, and I'm not going to get tired of seeing that.
Yeah.
I just, wow. Sure, I was happy. I was really happy, and I could literally get out of my body. That's how happy I was. So I just thought, hey, let me just take a young jog.
Yeah.
Hey, look, I don't know why I did that.
We'll keep it. We'll keep
We'll
it. Toby, so you now have had to move to Cape Town. When you heard that you have to move to Cape Town, you're going to be waking up early mornings, joining the beautiful breakfast team. What went through your mind?
I must say, I mean, I've said this a couple of times now, that it still feels so unreal. I'm usually a very expressive person, so if you give me good news, I'll either scream, more likely scream, or break into dance. But I found myself frozen and really not believing it, trying to process all of it inside me, and I just couldn't believe it. It's only dawned on me this morning when I had to be up at 3 o'clock this morning. That it's
real.
On.
It's
you
real.
have a job for
It's
which
real.
you get up at 3.
Absolutely, but then you have the rest of the day off.
True, you do have the rest of the day off, and that's the beauty of it.
So I love how the relationship that you guys have formed throughout the journey of Presenter Search on 3. Just now, before we went on, Musa, you asked Tabi, so if you should wear your hair to the back, or to the side. And it was such a sweet moment. And Tabi was like, I don't know, it looks nice either way. How supportive are these relationships that you guys have formed throughout this journey?
I must say, I mean, you know, they're hugely supportive. It's such an emotional experience to be on that competition, because every challenge really draws so much out of you. And so you're exhausted and you find that you're so vulnerable, but you're in a space where you don't have a lot of outlet to sort of, you know, vent or to cry to. And I've found that in the competition, Musa has been the person for me to go to whenever I was unsure about what the next thing looked like, what the next elimination looked like. And I found I was the same for her too. All our fears we shared amongst each other, and we made each other feel better. Or sometimes, no, Fred, it's over for us. We're actually...
You know, the most beautiful part about this friendship is right at the end. So they've just called him for espresso, and he's just like, "Wow, friend, but you wanted it." And I'm just like, I'm so happy for him. You can't be disappointed, because if it was anybody, I'm just so happy that it was Thabiso. And we joked about it throughout the season that, friend, if we don't make it to the top 3, we're starting a YouTube channel. So during this whole time, I'm waiting for my name to get called. Whether it gets called or not, I look at Thabiso and I'm like, friend, I'm starting a YouTube channel.
I absolutely love your journey. It's been really beautiful to watch. And you guys went through some greeting challenges. I must say, I'm a host, but I look at those challenges and I think, ooh, I might have drowned on that one, you know. So looking back at those challenges, do you feel better prepared for this journey that lies ahead? And obviously there's a lot more to learn, but how do you feel?
Well, personally, I think I'm more than ready. I think everything that I went through in this competition really set me up for what I'm going to go through for the rest of my... I'm not going to get tired seeing that either. You know, I mean, it just makes me so ready, like meeting people, how I need to conduct myself, just this type of content. You know, also how I interact with people, also how I am as a presenter. Like, I've learned to literally hone down my energy and, you know, put it where it's needed. And sometimes channel it to be, you know, just making the next person feel comfortable because of their energy, you know, and not be so overbearing. So, I mean, I've learned so much in this competition, and I think it's not only getting me ready as the Espresso field presenter, but also as a human being for my entire journey, for where I'm going from here on.
That's beautiful. And yourself,
Well,
any
for
highlights
me,
you've learned?
The highlights, I mean, you walk into the competition thinking that you're ready to present. You've waited all your life for this moment, and you get to do a takeover on the Espresso show or on Top Billing, and you think you've arrived. But you realize very quickly that there is so much more to learn. And I found that every challenge that we've ever had to do has had me learning and really reimagining and reassessing how much I thought I knew. I've really thought to be more of myself, and I found that when I am myself and I allow myself to be vulnerable and present in moments, that I am a better presenter.
Absolutely.
And people relate so much better than they would if I was putting on a front or trying to be anything else that I've programmed myself to think.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, those are very beautiful lessons learned, and they're lessons I still hold on to. I'm looking forward to bumping into you in the corridors, by the coffee machine, in the lift. It's going to be awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
So make sure you get up bright and early to catch Musa and Taviso in action on Espresso Morning Show. Coming up after the break, we're back with the winners of Presenter Search on 3.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express on SABC3 with my amazing Presenter Search family. Hi, guys.
We've had so much fun today introducing our new family member, Palesa Tembe, along with the other 5 winners on Presenter Search on 3. Right now, it's got to be the most talent we've had on SABC3 on one count.
And it's hot talent.
Yeah.
How does it feel sitting on this side, interviewing your
It's kind of
family?
surreal. I've dreamt about this moment for so long, but it's also weird because I feel like I got here with them. So it's a bit of a two-way, bitter and sweet. I miss you guys, but I mean, it's also good over here.
What is the toughest question you've ever wanted to ask any of them?
The toughest question is, did you guys really think I'd make it here?
She was
Why had somebody been saying something?
Her passport, so let me, I don't know if you guys know this, but her passport was flagged, so she wasn't allowed to come to reunion with us. When that happened, I thought, oh no, it's all over for her. I was so upset because we didn't think that she would be able to come and finish the competition. There were tears on that island.
Listen, it was so real, but these guys were amazing, and as soon as I landed, Jeannie came running to me and she was like, what happened, girl, are you okay? So I definitely felt the support, even though, whoa, tears are an understatement.
How is your passport flag?
Girl, long story. Who even...
Is there some stuff we should know?
No.
I looked into it, and the good news is that she's not married.
No, but for real, someone somehow, for some reason, flagged my passport as lost or stolen. So it could be just a simple typo, or it could be someone out to get me.
Or just haters.
Or maybe it's one of these guys, you never know.
Or maybe it's one of these guys.
But it's an important lesson, though, to anyone. Before you travel, find out the validity of your passport.
Exactly.
absolutely.
So there's lessons learned all the way around for me. Yeah.
For the rest of you guys, honestly speaking now, because now we can chat about, you can take your shoes off, get comfortable. What were the best parts and what were the worst parts? I want to know. All of you.
I'll go.
Start talking. Tell us the truth.
You go, girl.
The worst part was just the moment before elimination. Where the whole crew is tiptoeing, trying not to, just, like make it obvious who's going home, whether they know, whether they don't know. And it's just awkward. Like the air is so thick, and we're just trying to keep each other going, just be there for each other as well. And we're just thinking, wow, I'm really close with you and you could be going, so let me try to be nice to Harmony because I'm going to have to speak to somebody after you leave.
I might not be there.
So that was some of the most grueling moments. And the best moments, honestly, was coming back from each and every challenge and talking to the rest of the team about it, like how did yours go, what was going on. And it wasn't really like an exam. It was fun. It was like, hey, it was paragliding, and hey, no, it was this, oh my gosh, I had a top billing mic. So those are some of the bittersweet moments.
I don't think you can take away from the actual competition itself. It is so demanding, it's so hard. The amount of sacrifices I think every single person on this chair made just to get here is it's unamountable. Like you can't imagine how much went through just getting to this point. And I mean the work carries on, but I think we need to take a bit of a moment to still try and let that sink in and deal with what we actually went through to get. That was by far the hardest for me. The amount of sacrifices, late nights and the sleep we missed, and then the emotion that you throw into all of it is just piles up and creates this chaotic effect.
And just the number of times you've had to take your top off.
That will continue. That's not going to end.
I mean, what do you think? For me, that was one of the highs.
So apparently, Fez, you need to get more ready to take your top off in public more often.
This is the thing. I never knew that I'd have to take off my top that many times. I thought he was going to take most of the fire line. I actually should have never taken it off ever to begin with. Because then, it was just like, oh, there's that. Okay, let's split the time between the two of you.
But we joke, we hope for a world where one day people will just appreciate this. And
You're more than a piece of meat.
Oh my goodness. Were you surprised by how supportive South Africa was of your journey?
And that is actually, for me, I was about to say,
Insane.
is that's one of the highlights, is you don't realize, because Twitter is a dangerous space, and so it can go south or north. And so I walked into this competition thinking, oh my word, they're gonna come for me every time. And each time I was in the bottom 3, I was praying that the tape would get lost in the SABC because they were gonna drag me and tell me how I need to be sent home and gather me. But it's just overwhelming. It's just, I can't believe it. I cannot believe that people watch and actually fall in love with you and want you to do well. And it's just, it's beautiful, it's encouraging, it's satisfying.
I think for me, it's not only the people on Twitter, also for me, it exposed my family and my friends. My family and my friends and everyone who actually supported me outside of the actual competition. I mean, it's beautiful, so beautiful to see people come together and support you and push for you that hard and really pray and hope for you to achieve what you're meant to achieve. And also to have, actually, one of the hardest things was also to be in a space where someone has to be eliminated and you love everyone. You know, it's like everyone is talented. We got to a point where it wasn't necessarily a competition against us. It was just us being the best that we could be. And whoever God meant this job to be for would get the job.
Absolutely.
You know, our theme song was actually God's plan. So that was
You guys.
I don't think ever knew who was gonna go. Every time the bottom 3, it was always like, what? Those 3, and then you'd always be like, I don't know who's gonna go. So it was an experience.
I want to know from your lives, how have your lives changed, and what are you guys doing with your other jobs? Because you all had other things that you were doing and working on and building. What happens now that you've become SABC3 superstars?
I think for me personally, there's a lot of projects that I'm working on. I mean, I've got a charity, I've got a company, I've got like books and stuff that are coming out. But the thing is, this
books
building.
And stuff coming out.
No. But the thing is, I mean, this is literally just gonna open up more doors and set up more things to just amplify everything else that we've been working on. And also, I think there's certain things that we've learned about ourselves during this journey. They were like, oh snap, I could actually do that, you know, and also the connections. There's so many plans that each of us have that include each other, and that is literally, and you guys as well.
So none of you went back to your old jobs and were like, bye, Felicia.
I went back to my old job because I just love radio. And because I'll be like a roaming presenter, I can still do my radio show on a Saturday. But also because that job has now opened another job for me. So because I have a degree in film and television, I could then be in front and behind the camera.
Come on,
Exactly.
So that's now opening up those channels for me, and then go back into television acting.
Nice.
Fez, are you going to carry on being a doctor? Because we always call you the good doctor. I hope he's a good doctor.
I would hope to hear people say that about me. But yeah, it's medicine is it's more than just the practice of just giving medication for me. It's more than operating. It's just the way in which I engage with life. I understand how the body works a bit better than the average person.
Yeah, I can tell.
I should hope so.
So, by extension, keeping this above board, by extension, I kind of try to make sure that permeates into everything I do. So I have big plans as to how I'm going to try change our nation and the continent. And I think this is just going to be
books and stuff, changing the world.
Viva. Okay, so I absolutely adore you.
Thank you.
I'm so glad you're part of the furniture. You can stay, and you can sign us out.
Okay.
Yeah.
So join us again, right? Join us again tomorrow for another edition of Afternoon Express Cook Along. Our special guest is a renowned gospel singer and host of Gospel Unplugged, Umatema Mureti.
Well done. And to all of you at home, thank you so much for supporting these fabulous people, and thank you so much for joining us today.
God bless and good night. See you same time, same place tomorrow. Cook along.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Bye. Thanks, guys, for coming. It was awesome having you here.
Afternoon Express, made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.